Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. Supportive Oracle cards. The Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Gemini. Like, the energy just spiked right up when I started shuffling your cards. So, let's see what that means. You got two owls showing up. That's interesting. Okay. Like, this is all revolving around the same old situation. Oh, you gotta shake it up. Okay, you're gonna have to shake. I feel like you're coming to a point. Something's just, it's boring the socks off of you. Probably not just you, but depends who you're working with. If you're dealing with some earth signs like dependability. Water signs can go along with that. If you're dealing with other air signs or fire signs, they might be more compatible with where your thought's about to go. Because I feel like for you, something's gotten really stale and old and just kind of like... La, 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 la. It's like a really boring song that just keeps playing over and over and over. And you're like, I can't even fall asleep to this. It's so boring. Like, it's that bad. Like, it just keeps me awake. It is so monotonous. Coming into this, you got the werewolf, which is telling me, like, there's a lot of resistance to this changing, right? But it's overdue. It is overdue. The werewolf is a changing card to me. Like, you know, man changing into wolf. You know what I mean? Exploring the wildness. I feel like you're not the only one that needs a change here, but I just don't feel like people are allowing it to happen. That's the weird thing with this. It's kind of like, the change needs to happen, but I'm getting that animalistic energy kind of like, no, we cannot. Like, it's very protective. Like, it has to stay the same. It has to stay the same. And it's overly aggressive, but at the same time, one of the reasons it's so aggressive is because literally it wants to do that. And it's like, if I can't do that, you can't do that. If I can't, you can't. And that seems to be how it's feeling there. Now, you, being Gemini, you probably see through that, quite frankly. You probably see through that. Kind of like, yeah, you don't want me to change because you don't think you can. But guess what? Gemini is the world of possibilities. You see angles that other people don't see. That's like the gift of Gemini. I've said it a lot. You've got Black Cat. And sometimes, like what I'm feeling for this card is sometimes people fear black cats. I don't think you should fear a black cat, by the way. I'm a cat. I like cats, though. I like cats. I like dogs. You know, I don't think you should fear them. I think you should be aware of them and realize how they're acting. And if they don't seem like they like you, leave them alone. I would say that too. But they're fearing you a little bit because you are Mr. or Mrs. or whoever, gender not included, any gender you want, left turn. You can take things and you can seem like you can find the way out of it. You can find the way to change it that other people are like, what? How did they, who? Oh, yeah, I guess they did. Like, that's how it seems like how they react. Like, you pull a left turn and they're like, what? Oh, well, I guess if anybody's going to pull a left turn, it would be the Gemini. They're fearing you. They don't think they can change, and they're afraid you're going to do it, and then they're going to be stuck doing something on their own or something. You're going to get out of it and they're not. It's kind of like the fear, like you're going to get out of it and I'm not, and that's not fair. That's kind of how they feel. Not fair that you can get out of it and I can't. And you have the brain power to do that. Not every sign's going to have that brain power. Not that you have to be a Gemini to have that brain power, because, you know, moving on. We're moving on. Forgiveness in the dawn. When this happens and somebody's giving you a hard time, not like you're liking that, I'm not saying that, but it inspires you. It's kind of like somebody's trying to oppress you and hold you down, which just makes it more intense for you. it motivates you that much more to get out from under this situation. It just motivates you that much more. You don't think I can? Well, I'll show you that I can. You're telling me I can't? Well, I'm going to show you that I will. And that's the energy I'm feeling for you. Like, somebody may think they have control over you. Like, I'm going to show you the control you have, and it's not over me. I'll tell you right now. Forgiveness with the dawn is kind of like, I don't know. That forgiveness card is very tricky because it's kind of like, I'm not willing to just accept what's been handed to me. That's what I'm getting, especially with the dawn. Like, I'm forgiving the situation. Like, people may say that I have to do it this way. I'm already going to give myself forgiveness for breaking that rule. I'm forgiving myself for breaking the rule. That's kind of what I feel, because you're breaking away. And you're like, I'm not depending on somebody else to forgive me for this. I'm forgiving myself and moving on. And you got the Two of Cups with the Lover's card. You're breaking rules, and you're succeeding with it. And you're kind of like, it's kind of like, I don't know, I almost cringe when I say this, but I'll say it. All is fair in love and war, which is not true. I do not believe that. But all is not fair in love and war. I do not believe that. But I'm feeling that energy, kind of like, well, you got to do what you got to do. And you're breaking those rules. For you, though, it's kind of like, see, that's the thing with Gemini. You're very careful about what rules you break. You're like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, you think about what rules you break before you break them. And you're like, all right, I break this rule. Where does that get me? What type of fallout happens from that? And how many different ways can that go? So you think ahead. You definitely think ahead. Like, I'll break certain rules because this is more likely the outcome for that. I won't break those rules because that can be quite devastating. You're selective. You don't just break rules and be like, I guess we'll find out what happens. That's not really what I'm feeling with Gemini. It's more like, oh, if I break this rule, if I break that rule, okay, I'll break that rule. Kind of like that. I need to break some rules, but I think I'm going to go that direction with breaking the rules. Kind of like that. You got a lot of positive energy here with the Two of Cups and the Lovers coming in at the one time. It's kind of like, I'm going to fix this situation. I am changing this. I'm not living this way anymore. Now, it all starts with the thought, right? Collecting your resources, collecting your thoughts, getting your plan together. I do think you're going to get a plan together. The Ghost comes in with the Three of Wands. It reminds me of that first drop on a roller coaster when you get right up to the pinnacle and it's like, now you got to drop. Now you got to go. You got to go down. This is the Ghost going into the Three of Wands. It doesn't start until you take that first step. Instead of saying the roller coaster, I almost feel like what I should say is like jumping off a diving board. Like, you gotta jump. You gotta jump. You aren't in the water. You're not in the water yet, but you're not gonna get in the water until you jump. You gotta get on that board and you gotta jump. Once you're in the air, it's kind of a done deal. You know, you gotta get there first. You gotta jump. And it's like, that's the hardest moment. Like, I feel like you might have a bit of anxiety, kind of like, once I jump, once I'm in the air, it's just about hitting the water after that. There's a weird feeling here. It makes you nervous. Makes you really nervous. But I think what I'm getting mostly is like, you're getting the heads up. Like, if you don't jump, it's monotony for you. So, sooner you jump, the sooner you get out of the monotony. It's up to you. Nobody's going to push you. I don't think anybody's going to push you. People may try to drag you back and keep you from getting on that diving board. That might happen. But when you get your opportunity to get on that board and jump, you need to go. You need to go. The more you procrastinate, the harder that's going to be. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be. Now, when it first starts, and we're optimistic that you're going to do that, I guess, because it's up to you. You don't have to do anything. You're making the choices here. If you jump forward, you go into the trick-or-treat phase here, which is kind of like, it's almost like you did it, and it's like somebody heard, it's like they hear the splash in the background, but then you're like, when, think about it, when you go in the water, there's a splash, a little bit of a splash, but then you're under the water, so people aren't going to see you at first. You're going to make your first steps and people aren't going to notice. Not at first. I would use this to your advantage. I'm kind of feeling like that's what they're going with here. Once you make your first step forward, people might not quite notice just yet. Not everybody, anyway. Use that to your advantage. Work this as far as you can. Because they'll figure it out soon enough. You might see a lot of people, or at least somebody seems to be kind of like rooting for you here. I don't know if it's going to be a lot of people or just somebody. It depends on your situation. Because you got the King of Pentacles with the Barmbrack. I can never say it here. I'll just put it forward. You can. That's how it's spelled. I can't even live my life. Barmbrack. Anyway, that's a bread that has gifts in it, like ring. There's a ring, coin, a stick, some other things, a piece of cloth, I think. There could be other things in it. It depends on who's making it, you know? You're inspiring people who also are kind of like, you know what? I'd love to get out of this monotony. They're kind of watching you, not in an envious way, but a kind of like, how did the Gemini do that? How did they do that? Could I do that? Could I do that? I feel like other people are like, can I do that too? Me too? Depends on what the situation is, but I feel like a lot of, like at least one person, at least, is kind of like watching you and hoping they can figure out how you did it so they can do it too. Because they're seeing like, oh, there's a way out of this. Oh, this doesn't have to be horrible. I've been living in a 2D life and I want to go into the 3D. And I think the Gemini is going into a 3D existence. I want to be 3D as well. I don't want to be 2D. I don't want to be just on a flat piece of paper. I feel like this is boring. I want to be in 3D, three-dimensional life. And the Gemini's doing it. Like, I could see them doing it. How are they doing it? You might decide to share. You may decide to help. It's up to you. I think it all depends on how you view this person and if you think, you know, that's a good thing or not a good thing. Because, like, sometimes I feel like Gemini learns this the hard way. Sometimes you try to help people and then it just kind of backfires on you. It depends on the person. Like, this is Pentacle energy. It's not really compatible with air, and your air, Gemini's air. So you may try to help somebody and then they'll give you 50,000 reasons why that can't happen. So it just gets frustrating. That's literally all it is. Sometimes you get these type of people that are like this and you could try to help them, but if you're going to decide to, it's kind of like you'll write it down. Here's the information and you walk away. Like, you don't talk it out with them. You just pretty much compile the information. You're like, here's what I used. Good luck. I got to go. And then you just leave it with them. So if you're going to help this person, by the way, I think the advice is compile your information and just give them what you want to and just walk away. Don't get into a conversation. It may drive you nuts. Because you'll be like, this possibility. And they'll keep coming back to the same ground zero, kind of like, I can't because of X. No, I can't because of X. What? Yeah. No, I can't because of X. And it'll drive you nuts. Hand them the information. Here's what I did. Good luck. Go through it. I gotta go. Because I feel like you're getting out of this situation. Whatever it is, you're changing it. You're definitely changing it for you. The lamp is like, I feel like, again, I keep feeling like if you want to help someone else, compile the information, just give it to them and walk away. You don't want to get into conversations about it. It'll just be worthless. It'll be frustrating. They'll keep coming back to the same point. I can't because of X. Oh, yeah. No, I can't because of X. Oh, that looks good. No, I can't because of X. Did I mention X? I can't. Because of X. And they just keep bringing it back up and you're like, I know about X. I know about X. Stop telling me about X. I'm telling you ways to get around X. And you don't seem to hear me. That's what I'm getting with that lamp card. Like, just kind of be like, hey, there's the information. You do with it what you want. I can't sit here and talk about it all day. Because you were gone. You were done. Whatever it is, you've changed it. You got the Chariot. You're moving forward. Full blast out of here. Nine of Cups, excuse me. You're loving it. You're going to be a lot happier. Whoever this other person is, even if it's more than one, compile the information, give it to them, let them sift through it, and just walk away. Just walk away, I'm telling you. You got other things to do anyway, not for nothing. Whatever that means. Is this the owl? Yeah, the owl and the Seven of Wands. Other people may try to follow and may join you later. This reminds me of a job where I remember people were leaving. Like, the company wasn't doing that. Like, it was just being ridiculous. And then a couple people left, and one person went to this one company, and then all of a sudden 5 other people went to that same company. It kind of reminds me of that. Kind of like other people may follow. It's their job to fight for it. It's their job to make it happen. You've already given the information, but if you see other people, if there's something you can do after the effect, that's cool, but stay in the future. So, for example, if we're going to use that job thing again, say you leave a job, you go somewhere else. You tell them how you found it. Okay, cool. Stay in the future in the sense of, like, if they want you to be a reference, if you're okay with that in the new job, then do that. Cool. But if they want you to help deal with somebody from the past job, no. Don't step back into the past. Stay out of the past, stay in the future. Like, if they need something to help move forward and they're helping you move forward and you're continuing to move forward into the future, cool. But not dealing with any, like, so-and-so is also here with me. Can you help them forward? No. Like, that's part of the past, if that makes sense. Like, if you're helping one person forward and they want you to, like, oh, can you also put a word in for this person that you don't really know them? No. That's keeping you in the past. No. Somebody else who you know who wants to come forward into the future with you, who would be a part of your future, okay, that's fine. But don't connect to the past. I hope that makes sense. I think you'll get it. I think Gemini will get that. I really do. Like, don't let yourself keep getting tied to the past. If they're coming forward and they're going to get a job where you are, and they want to be a reference, that seems to be fine. But if they're like, hey, I have a buddy here, can you help them get in? No. That seems to be tying you to the past in some way. I don't know. I think you'll figure it out. Like, just don't get tied to the past. Let the past go. That's the past. You're moving into the future. You don't have time for the past. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.